will.i.am joins the Masked Singer panel for the Group A semifinals, which includes 2 unmaskings. Let's talk to Masked Singer. Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It, and welcome to my Masked Singer wrap-up for the latest episode. Season 6 is what we're on, and will.i.am is the big guest panelist for the Group A semifinals. There are 4 members of Group A left at the beginning of this episode, and 2 get unmasked. So we're really getting to the finals very, very soon of the whole season. Eventually, there's going to be the Group A winner versus the Group B winner, and they'll go head-to-head. I have some ideas on who I think should be in the running for that, but we'll get there. First, I have actually only watched about half of this episode so far because one of the unmaskings happens right in the middle of the episode. So I'm going to go over what we know so far, and then we'll go to the video for the unmasking, and then I'll finish back up writing all the other clues down, and we'll have the second unmasking. But I do want to welcome you, first of all, to Dan Reviews It, to my Masked Singer recap and reaction video. Glad to have you aboard. Please do consider subscribing if you're not already a subscribed member to Dan Reviews It. Would love to have you aboard there on my quest to get 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. With your help, we can maybe get there. All right, so first up, we will talk about the bull, because that was the first performer. And most of the clue packages at this point are pretty vague. There's not a whole lot of new information there. Every so often, maybe something. But for the most part, they're just sort of talking about their journey and, maybe why they did the show or whatever. So for the bull, he just said he's the most nervous he's ever been. He's used to being solo. Now, that was a clue for some people that might have been thinking this was a boy bander. He said he is comparing himself to some of the greats, and we saw in there him looking at a portrait of the son from last season, who was Leanne Rimes, and he said he's a true triple threat. He wants to prove that to the judges, and then he also said the skunk he feels is the biggest competition, and he's listened to her since he was a kid, if he's correct on who is beneath the mask. Now, that would all line up with things that I think about the bull, but let's continue. He sang Rain on Me by Ariana Grande and Lady Gaga. And then for the post-singing clue this week, there is a connection to somebody on the panel. This is always mildly helpful. And so we had a ring for this one. The pillow that they shot out from the cannon said ring on it. And it was for will.i.am. So they were thinking maybe a Super Bowl ring or something in that arena, but, could be any kind of ring, really. I'm not sure what the connection is with will.i.am, with the person I'm thinking of, but I'm pretty set in stone with my guesses, so I'm not going to waver. But the guesses from the panel included Billy Porter, and then Nicole just sort of threw a few different ones out there. Usher, Neo, and Jason Derulo were all among them. So, all right, well, those are okay guesses. Billy Porter, I think, is the best guess of all of those, but I am still sticking with my Todrick Hall guess for this. I don't think Billy Porter is bad, but I do think Todrick Hall matches more of the clues that we've gotten over the weeks. And again, don't really know what the will.i.am connection is, but I'm sure that is there. All right, and then next was the Pepper. She said that, when we learned this last time, she joined just a few days before the start of the season, or before her first performance. I forget which it is, but she just said joined a few days before the start. Maybe that was her start on the show. She said her goal is to explore another side of myself. She had a good girl thing going for such a long time, and she is a storyteller, so she wanted to convey that with her choice in song tonight. She did Sign of the Times by Harry Styles. Look, I like One Direction. I think they're, good. They had some real catchy songs. I took my sister to see them in concert, but of all of the solo people that have come from One Direction, and they've all had solo hits, Harry Styles, man, he is a great singer and songwriter. And I love this song. I love this performance of this song. And so her connection was right to Ken. It said train on it. And she said, not even gravity can stop this train. So this is where we're going to actually go to the tape because Ken is the first of the season to hit the golden ear buzzer. And I believe from what you guys have told me in the comments, you dive a little deeper, some of you, into like the Masked Singer podcasts and the behind the scenes stuff that, I kind of just look at the performances and then judge them on that and then talk to you guys. But apparently this is the only time this entire season that the golden ear buzzer is selected. So I guess that means Pepper is going to be out of the competition. Now, I do believe because of the way the semifinals are set up, I do believe they were going to unmask 2 people anyway. And to be honest, I don't know that Pepper was going to make it through. My 2 guesses for who was going to make it through were the Bull and the Skunk. I have not heard the Skunk sing yet, but Bull and Skunk was what I was thinking. So Pepper being eliminated is not a super shock, but we don't actually get to hear any of the first impression guesses from the panel. We don't get to hear any final guesses from the panel. Nobody guessed anything for Pepper. Ken just said, I think this is the winner. Let's hit the buzzer. So personally, knowing this show as I do, I think they're going to go to the commercial break where I've paused it here because they're doing the take it off bit right now. But my guess for this, now his guess when he hit the buzzer is Sarah Bareilles. She sings a song called Gravity. And then the train clue, he said something about she does a song called something train with Common. And he said something about, storyteller. She wrote the book for, or wrote the music, I should say, for the Broadway show Waitress. So telling a story there. But look, I have said from week 1, well, she wasn't all week 1, but the first time Pepper sang anyway, you know what I mean, that this was Natasha Bedingfield. And I am super sticking with that guess. I mean, all of the clues that I've lined up the last few weeks, but the word train on the pillow that she sent careening towards Ken. Now, I don't know what her connection specifically with Ken is, but I saw Natasha Bedingfield in concert, and she opened for the band Train. So for me, that is for sure what this is. So let's go to the tape. And again, I don't know if they're actually going to unmask it right this moment or not, or go to the commercial, but all right. I'm bummed, though, I don't get to hear any of their guesses, their selections here for this, because I like reading those off to you. They've got to go to commercial. They're hyping this up way too much. I'm telling you, this show wastes more time than anything. All right, let's get back to it. Now we got to do the take it off thing again. All right, let's see. All right. Are we going to do the guesses first? Oh, okay, so they're not actually going to unmask. All right, well, here, let's pause it here. All right, so I thought they were going to unmask, and if they were right, great, the person gets retired from the show. But if they're wrong, either way, we find out who it is. But no, I guess the person, Natasha Bedingfield, I'm going to say, told Nick who she was, and so he said, okay, you're wrong. All right, so, well, then I guess I'm going to continue watching here. I'm going to write down more clues for you, and we'll go over the rest of these here in a second. All right, so next up was the Jester, who we were just introduced to last time Group A sang. He said that this is a different way of working for him, being on this show. As a wild card, he must seem like a scallywag. His wife of 45 years will get the biggest kick out of this, and it will aid in her poor health. Apparently she's not doing well, but seeing him do this will give her a real treat. All right, so complete change, of course, from what he sang last week, which was School's Out by Alice Cooper. This time, I Am a Man of Constant Sorrow from Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? And then the connection, he threw the pillow to Robin, and it had the word cake on it, and he said, hey, twisted neighbor. So look, Robin lives in a very swanky neighborhood. We've heard of this before in other seasons. Brian Austin Green, who was on the show, is, I guess, next door neighbors with him or something, and they've been friends forever. So, but that wasn't really giving him any vibes. So from the panel, we heard Joe Elliott from Def Leppard. Well, will.i.am said it, but Joe Elliott's the lead singer of Def Leppard. Ken said Elon Musk, which is ridiculous. And then Simon Cowell as well came up. But Robin thought it could be Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. All right. And before we move on to the skunk, Jester was the first person to get eliminated. So let's pause here and go over the guesses. And I will say, by the way, Pepper, nobody else got to guess for Pepper because Ken wasted too much time with the take it off buzzer. So maybe Pepper could be the second person voted off. I don't know yet. My guess would be yes. But for the Jester, Ken said Roger Daltrey for his first impression guess. He stuck with it. Nicole said Sammy Hagar. She switched it to Gene Simmons. He certainly has been married for a very long time to the same woman. Robin said Alice Cooper last week, but this week changed it to Flea. Jenny thought Dee Snider, and she decided to stick with that guess. I actually think that is a very good guess. I know his voice pretty well, and I'm not quite sure this is it, but for all the guesses out there, that's pretty decent. And then will.i.am sticking with his Joe Elliott guess for Def Leppard. And really the meaning behind that is the cake clue for pour some sugar on me. You need sugar for the cake, obviously. But also, he's the only person, I guess, who, Roger Daltrey's British, but Gene Simmons, Flea, Dee Snider, they are not British. And will.i.am picked up on not only the British accent in the clue package, but he detected in his singing voice that accent is not a put on. He feels that this is truly a Brit. And I agree. So I made a guess last week. I know Group B sang last week, but I just wanted to throw it out there because from the first Group A performance with Jester, I thought it could be Jack Black. I didn't think he would actually do the show, but based on the vocal, I thought maybe this could be Jack Black. But I actually like some of these guesses better. Flea, I think, is a very good guess, actually. And we really don't hear Flea sing that much, so it's hard to say what his singing voice would sound like. Occasionally, he'll do a backup vocal for the Chili Peppers, but most of the backups come from, I think, Chad Smith or John Frusciante, not from Flea. But in any event, you guys in the panel, or in the comments, rather, that very first week that Jester sang, a few of you hit home that it could possibly be Johnny Rotten from the Sex Pistols. And John Lydon is his real name, but, he goes by Johnny Rotten. I actually think that's an excellent guess. And not only is he the kind of person that would do this show, but about, 20 years ago, he was on an episode of Judge Judy. He took someone to small claims court and was on Judge Judy. They reran that one like 5 different times because it was, the first famous person on Judge Judy. So this is certainly right in that kind of, celebrity wheelhouse. I think this is Johnny Rotten / John Lydon from the Sex Pistols. I think a lot of the clues just match right up. I don't know his marital history. And like I said, I'm just sort of watching the video and then talking to you guys, so I didn't look anything up. But, he's certainly been around long enough to have been married 45 years. Sex Pistols were big in the mid to late 70s, and he had to be at least, 18 or 20 then. So a marriage of 45 years certainly makes sense there. So I'm going to say it is Johnny Rotten. So let's take it off here for the Jester, and let's see. And I think I'll recognize it too. Yeah, there he is. He looks almost the same as he did. He looks almost the same as he did, by the way, on Judge Judy 25 years ago or 20 years ago. He has a good sense of humor. And I don't really care for the Sex Pistols personally. In terms of classic punk, I like the Ramones. I like the Clash. But, the Sex Pistols, I don't really care for. But the clue that got me on that was when he said he's offended heads of state. They had that song God Save the Queen, which was so derogatory against the Queen. So it makes total sense. will.i.am's just complimenting right now about all the he let people be themselves and whatever. The jacket clue revealed on stage is a nod to Johnny's revolutionary punk style in the 70s. That's the vaguest thing I've ever heard in my life. So vague. All right. Oh, so he's saying about how they were banned in England. Oh, the whole let them eat cake thing. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that story. But all right, the Satellite and Jester's clue package is a clue to Johnny's song "Satellite." I definitely don't know that one. He said he has been married to his wife 45 years. All right, well, good for him. I did not know that. But oh, she's got Alzheimer's. Oh, that's awful. Yeah, dementia, Alzheimer's. That is terrible. So, all right, well, good for him. Listen, he was never a great singer. We know that. That was sort of the whole bit of punk. But he has a good sense of humor, and thank you guys for getting me there. I think if you hadn't said that in the comments, there were like 3 of you that were like, I think this is Johnny Rotten, I probably would have went with Flea or something. I don't know. Certainly that British accent, though, was thick enough that it could have been put on. But, yeah, you guys got me there. So thank you for that. All right, and let's figure out here who the second person eliminated is. My guess is Pepper. Yeah, it's Pepper, which, is no surprise. A Skunk was a shoe-in to get through. So before we get to the Pepper clues, let's go back to the Skunk and listen to her clues and performance. So she thinks Bull is the one to beat. She said, we need more passion and soul, or she needs more passion and soul to beat the Bull. The song she was going to sing is At Last by Etta James, and she mentions in the clue package Etta wanted her to portray her on film. Although I might have to go back and listen to that. I don't know if she said Etta said that or somebody said that, because I don't know when Etta James died, but anyway, it's been said that she should be Etta James in a film. And she said she wants to make her kids proud of her. And then we got an extra clue, actually, on the way to commercial break, a map of the United States, which didn't really tell me much. But all right, so she did sing At Last by Etta James, and beautiful vocal, of course. I think Skunk, I'm going to say it now, I think Skunk will be the victor from Group A. Group B, I'm still torn, but I think it's probably going to be my girl Jewel, the Queen of Hearts, who I'm pretty positive is Jewel. By the way, I looked up, because last week we talked about when Group B sang, she said something about her ex-husband or her divorce or something, and I thought Jewel was still married, but no, it turns out she got divorced several years ago, so I it's Jewel, let's just face it. But I think the final, I'm going to predict it now, is going to be between Skunk and the Queen of Hearts. That's my guess. But anyway, the connection for the panel said the word love on the pillow, and she said that was for Nicole. We have a love connection. So that could be anything from maybe they dated the same man, which they both sort of shook their head for. Or, it could be, I don't know, love. There's a lot of stations on the dial that are like Kiss FM. So maybe they did a Kiss concert together for one of the radio stations. The guesses from the panel, Mary J. Blige and Faith Evans, and then also Jill Scott from Jenny said that one. All of those actually are pretty good guesses from the vocal. Really, it could be any of them from the vocal. But from the clues, I do think this is Faith Evans. I've been saying that for a few weeks. So I believe it's Faith Evans, and we'll go from there, I guess, in a couple of weeks. But Pepper is the second elimination for tonight. I know we're kind of jumping all over the place here, but sort of going in order of the show. All right, so Robin, his initial guess was Carly Rae Jepsen, which is not bad. Honestly, none of these are bad guesses, I think, from that first week. But he changed it to Mandy Moore for his final guess. Jenny thought maybe it was Lana Del Rey. Not crazy about that guess from the first week, but it's okay. And she changed it to Dido, which actually is not a bad guess. And she mentioned the Dido toured with Train. All right, well, my guess did too, Natasha Bedingfield. Ken said Kesha for his initial thought, and now he's changing it to Pink. It's absolutely not Pink, 0% chance. Nicole's initial guess was Natasha Bedingfield, and she's sticking with it at the end here. And then will.i.am thinks it's Sia, which I don't know how we would even tell that because she always wears that. She's already wearing a mask, basically. We've seen her in some of her, previous videos and stuff, and album covers. But anyway, so if it's Natasha Bedingfield, which I really think it is, I'm so strong on that, then Nicole will get a point for the first impression guess, which means she'll be in the lead because Ken is the only other one who got a point so far this season, but that point was taken away when he got his take it off buzzer guess wrong earlier. So Nicole will actually be in the lead for the golden buzzer. But for me, or not golden buzzer, but the the golden ear. For me, if this is Natasha Bedingfield, then I have, I think, at least 2 right that have been revealed already. But many more to come because I had Jewel that first week. Who else? Maybe that's it from those that are left. Because I don't know if I had Bull correct the first week, and I didn't have Faith Evans the first week either. All right, so that could be it. I forget who else is in Group B still, but I did say Natasha Bedingfield for this one, so if it's right, then I get 1 for my first impression guess. Let's see. A great singer, by the way. I love Natasha Bedingfield. So let's see here. Is it her? Yes, yes, yes. Oh, so beautiful. Yeah, called that one. And good job for Nicole, too. Thank you in the comments for those of you that went with me on the Natasha Bedingfield train here. I thought it was her. All right, let's look at some of the reasons for her clues. She's just so adorable. The red in a field of peppers package is a clue to her last name. Oh, Bedingfield. All right, that's kind of stupid, but okay. She's trying to tell the story. I'm surprised she didn't talk about her famous brother, Daniel Bedingfield, too. The tic-tac-toe board is a clue to Natasha going viral on TikTok for Unwritten. Well, we talked about that first week. Oh, her son had brain surgery before the pandemic. Didn't know that. Okay.
You go through something like that and you see just how many strong people.
Yeah.
It makes you stop caring about things that you used to care about.
Okay, that's cool.
He's so incredible.
All right, so her son's doing well. We love that. But that's nice. Yeah, she's right. I mean, the pandemic, I think, taught a lot of us, I don't know, not to take things so seriously or just who cares about whatever. And so that's why she decided to do the show. Throw caution to the wind and say why not. So love that. She was the right choice to go home, I think. Unfortunately. Oh, no. Okay, now they said she's tied with Ken. All right, now hold on. We got to talk about that before they wrap up here. They said Nicole's is tied with Ken, but I thought if you were wrong on the take it off buzzer, they take away any points that you have so far. All right, well, maybe I misunderstood that, or maybe they forgot or something. So I guess we'll see. So I guess technically Nicole is tied with Ken, according to what they say. I'm a little surprised by that. But this was the correct choice to go home. Both of them, really, the Jester and the Pepper. Bull and Skunk deserve to be in those finals for Group A. I think Skunk will take it, as she should. And then next week we'll have the same with Group B. I guess there'll be 2 eliminations for Group B next week as well, so we'll get there. But thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you all next time. Bye.